I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Time for my market update, this one for summer 2019. Not a whole lot has changed from my spring market update or my winter 2019 update. It still continues to be a tale of two markets in the Vancouver real estate market. You've got the luxury detached and luxury condo market priced over $3 million, let's say, continues to favor buyers. Then you've got everything else, which is the bulk of the market, which is condos, 1-bedroom studios, 1 and dens, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and townhomes. That market overall is balanced, but when it comes to good quality 1-bedroom condos, or 1 and dens or studios in the downtown core or Kitsilano or Mount Pleasant, for the most part, that is still favoring the seller. And I know that is a surprise to some people that don't want to get the, have been listening to the media portraying a picture that the Vancouver market is in free fall and prices are plummeting and inventory is sky high, which I'm going to get to in a minute here. So it's a tale of two markets, and I'll tell you a couple of stories right from the front lines like I like to do, what I'm selling now, my hits and my misses. For the most part, 98% of what I list, I sell. If I don't sell it the first time around, occasionally I'll pull it off the market, wait for the summer to end or the Christmas break to end. I'll relist it and I'll pretty much always sell it the second time around. So everything I list, I pretty much sell. But I do have some misses, some things that I don't sell the first time around, some things that I've taken off the market 6 months ago and probably won't put on the market until I see signs of life in the detached market, in the luxury detached market, which I'm going to go through here in a minute. But I read an interesting article in the Globe and Mail. They had an interview with a prominent West Side Vancouver realtor. And she said something that I thought that hit the nail on the head. She was complaining about lack of quality in the condo market and in the starter detached market, which is the bulk, 80-90% of the market is condos and starter level homes. Contrary to what the media will tell you when they always point to these luxury homes, which makes up a very, very small percentage of the market. But she hit the nail on the head. She had said that there is a lack of quality. Sure, there's a lot of listings out there, and there is, but for the most part, a lot of that stuff is garbage. It's dogs. And I've been saying this now for several years. You can always get a deal on a dog. Hugging up on a bridge, busy street, bad strata, the unit is a mess and needs a $50,000 or $60,000 rental. Those units are always available and you can usually get them at a pretty decent price. But the high quality 1-bedrooms, especially in the downtown core, are like finding hen's teeth. And I've been saying this for a long time. There is not a lot of quality. She was basically saying this is the lowest level of quality units available that she's seen in over a decade. And I would have to agree with her. If you're looking for a good quality 1-bedroom condo, let's say priced under $675, it's going to be a bit of a waiting game if you want me to try and find you something. I've got a number of buyers that I'm always working with. We're kind of keeping an eye on some buildings. There are a few good units that are out there that I like, good stratas, but they're overpriced. So we have to kind of wait for them to come down a bit. These people, and I don't blame them, the listing realtors are asking for pretty much record prices. The prices they were getting 18 months ago. And in some cases, they're selling these at pretty close still to full record high prices. That's what it's going to cost you if you want to buy a quality 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom condo. And again, it is a bit of a waiting game here. If you want a dog hugging up on a bridge that's overpriced, I can find you one of those, no problem. The MLS is full of them. So it's really on the good quality 1-bedrooms, it is still a seller's market. Sales to listings ratio is probably 23 or 24, which is well into a seller's market. And as I blogged many times before, as you go up the food chain, if you get into the luxury condo market or the luxury detached market, it's a different story. It now favors the buyer. But again, that market is a small minority of the overall market. Not many people are buying $5, $6, $7, $8 million West Side homes. Most people are buying 1 and 2 bedrooms priced under $1 million. That's what makes up the bulk of the market. And that market, as of summer 2019, is still healthy, balanced overall, but as I say, the good quality 1 bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms, still favoring the seller. and we'll see where it goes moving forward. Now, I'll give you a couple of stories just from the front lines here that I like to do here. Some of my recent sales here, my hits and my misses, because I get some misses too. I recently sold a detached home, a starter level detached home on Nanaimo Street. I just set a new price record for this size lot. It's a small lot, 33 by 90. It was a nice little Vancouver special with a couple of mortgage helpers down. Interest was high. The price I got for it, as far as I can tell right now, is pretty much a record-setting price for one of these small lot homes. And shouldn't surprise people. I had the same thing in Richmond recently, a West Side Richmond starter home, priced under $1,250,000. The house was 38 years old, had a full renovation done to it inside. It's in that price point where people with condos are moving up. And on that home, again, set a new record-setting price. And I know that's going to come as a surprise for people. They read in the paper that this market is terrible. In some cases, it is terrible, but it's a tale of two markets. Good quality starter level homes are rare right now that are priced right, move-in condition, maybe have some rezoning potential down the road, or have one or two investment units in the basement. Those units or homes are rare. There's not a lot of them that are on the MLS. When they do hit, they are selling very quickly. You're getting 30, 40 parties running through the opens. That's what I had on both those homes. Over 40 parties that came through on the open houses on both of them. So those are my hits. Those are selling. My one bedroom, good quality one bedroom units, it's the same story. If it's priced right, there's no issues with the strata, the unit is in good shape, you could move in or put a tenant in it. Those are selling very quickly, and they are selling very close to full asking price and very close to all-time record-setting prices, maybe off 5% at most. And that's the cold hard truth on where that market is right now, contrary to what you see sometimes on Twitter or on the comment section of the Vancouver Sun. Now, how about my misses? I get some misses too, and the misses continue to be in the high-end luxury home detached market. I had a home that I've had on the market now, tried to sell it a few times. It is a concrete, contemporary home, priced at $4 million on the east side of Vancouver. Incredible house. You couldn't build this house for what we're trying to sell it for right now. But that market for a $3.5, $4 million home is a tough game right now. I just recently took it off the market. We'll revisit it maybe in the fall, but I think maybe we're looking more at maybe spring of 2020. Let's see what the market does. People are not stepping up for those type of homes right now in the $3.5, $4 million, $5 million range. Had the same thing with a luxury condo recently as well. A one bedroom and den priced over $1 million. Incredible unit, had interest, but people are not stepping up right now and paying $1.1 million for a one bedroom. We'll have to see where that market goes. I've taken it off now for the summer. Maybe I'll revisit again in the fall. We'll have to see. But that market is heavily favoring buyers. The other area, I've got a detached house right now in Richmond, sitting on a 18,000 square foot lot, AG1 zoning on it, so it's agricultural. It's a 5,000 square foot house that's had some minor fire damage done. It's a trustee sale for me. This is a tough sale. I've reduced this home several times. Getting buyers that are willing to step up and pay $1.4 or $1.5 million for a home like that, and then have to put $250,000 or $300,000 into the house to get it back livable. That's a tall order right now. And it's the same thing I would say too, even on the one bedroom and two bedroom condo market. If they're older condos, even if they're priced right, but they need a complete reno. So we're talking $50,000, $60,000 on a one bedroom, easily over $100,000 on a two bedroom. Again, that is a tough sale right now because you've got to have a guy who can pay $1 million for this two bedroom unit and then have a spare 80, 90, 100,000 cash on the sidelines to do the reno. So that market is definitely still soft. But again, it's a tale of two markets right now. Good quality one bedroom condos, studios, two bedroom condos that are in move-in condition, priced right, are selling quick and very close to full asking price. Quality units. The high-end detached market and high-end condo market continues to be a little bit sluggish. Where it'll go in the future here, we'll have to see. But again, quality is the name of the game right now that I see, especially in the downtown Vancouver market. The first thing I would say is that people that have good quality units here in the good stratas that I follow, they are holding tight. There is no panic. People don't want to sell. And if you follow my Twitter feed, I've posted a couple of articles recently in the Vancouver Sun and the Globe and Mail saying that the sellers aren't cooperating with this so-called correction. They're not listing these quality units. And I've done blogs on this many times before about how with the stress test, the new mortgage requirements, how difficult it is for people to move up market. They would love to move from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom or a townhouse, or move from a townhouse into their first detached home. But because of the mortgage requirements, they're not able to qualify for that $200,000 or $300,000 jump. So they stay put. They stay in their unit, no intention of selling it, and we'll sit. And that is what's going on now big time. I have 15 or 20 stratas that I keep a close eye on. They're kind of my prime stratas that I've always got buyers. When one comes up, I send it to some of my investor buyers. Let's throw an offer in on it. I actually haven't seen anything come up in the last 3 weeks, going on a month now, for 18 of these stratas that I follow. Now, some of it is seasonal. We're now into late July, early August. The market definitely slows right now for new listings. I can tell you that I'm not listing very little here for the last 3 or 4 weeks in the summer. I've got a whole bunch of listings that I'm going to put out after Labor Day because people are on vacation, realtors are on vacation. I take a lot of time off in August and go away. Wait until after Labor Day and then we'll list it. So part of it is seasonal. But again, the thing to keep an eye on moving forward is the level of quality. And there are just not a lot of quality 1 and 2 bedrooms available for sale right now. People are hanging tight. Condo owners, there is no panic whatsoever in this market. None. If they can't get their price, maybe they'll reduce it a little bit. If they can't get it sold, they'll take it off the market and terminate it. But again, the good quality units, those are all selling, all of them. And usually within 30 days or less, and again, at pretty close to full asking price. So we'll see where this market goes moving into the fall. Inventory levels are kind of treading water. They are elevated compared to what our 10-year average is. But again, I would stress that what is listed right now, a lot of it is either A, overpriced, they're trying to get, record-setting price, and B, they're not the best quality units. Stratas have got issues, unit needs a reno, not in a good location. So it'll be interesting to see moving forward if we do get a jump up in quality. But for right now, as I said, this market overall is pretty balanced, and the condo market is extremely resilient. Prices are barely off on the good condos. We'll see what happens moving forward again. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.